Well, it's time for an interview. We wanted to have, Ace on because MVP and everything, but unfortunately we're stuck with Quinn. So congratulations, Quinn, on the win.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to steal Ace's spotlight and, be here.
Yeah, we just saw him walking in the background. Can you tell him congrats on MVP for us?
Yeah, the panel said congrats, Ace. They wanted you, but they had to settle for me. Sorry.
Thank you so much. I do have a question then. Why was it so difficult in your eyes, Quinn, for you guys to close out this game number 2 against Into the Breach?
There were some silly goose feeds here and there, some shenanigans. Holy crap, I've got some echo going on, so pardon me if my speech is incoherent. But there's just some random fights happening around. We feed some kills here and there, and then we sort of have to wait around a little bit till our damage comes together. Mm-hmm. So once the silly goosery halted, then things came together a little more.
Yep.
Oh my God! Hi Quinn, huge fan. Holy shit, biggest fan ever.
That's it? That was your question?
No, that was the only beginning.
Great question.
You guys struggled in your last series with this Pudge safe lane versus the Brood, or you won one, then you lost one, then you picked it again this series as the answer. Is it just something you feel really strongly in? Why do you guys think it went so poorly in the ones you did lose?
Yeah, we've picked it like a million times against Brood in games. I think people should know by now that we like it against it. But the games we lost, we watched the replays after, and people said a lot of it was due to gameplay, and also our heroes combos weren't exactly the same. We had different heroes with Pudge, and they had slightly different heroes with Brood. But I think the conclusion was that Liquid is also stronger with Brood. Like, Zai is much more comfortable in the hero, they're much more comfortable playing around the hero, and so we'll just give it to this team because they're not like as much of a Brood team. It's just a hero they can play. If anything, I think Into the Breach is just scared of us playing Brood, so they're picking it out of like a perceived compulsion or something.
Okay, thank you. And also, how sociable are you guys, like where you are in boot camp right now? Like, but not only between your team, but also with ITB, who are also there. Do you guys ever? I see T so upset. I'm so sorry, T. I stole this question. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
Don't worry. All good. All good.
You guys, all right. You guys are all in the same area.
Sucks to be at the end of the panel.
Yeah. I know.
But do you guys socialize or do anything together?
In between our team, yeah, we're like chilling and hanging out all day or whatever between scrims and such, but I don't think I've said a word to like a single one of the Into the Breach players, except for like one time they were walking by and they asked if I wanted pizza, and I said no because I had just eaten. That's the incoherent speech for you. But yeah, no, we haven't really talked to them at all.
Okay, and my last question for you, do you have any response to Blitz
no,
after his strong words in the interview the other day?
Hey, all's fair in love and war, and when you get your cheeks clapped, you gotta just sit. You gotta take it. We got our cheeks clapped, and so he gets the last word. That's the way it goes. If I won that game, then oh boy, you better believe I was spitting some bars in the interview. But I didn't win, so I'll just take it. It's fine. Well, there will be another game, and there may be another interview. We'll see how that one goes.
Mm-hmm. I hope to see that at the major. You got it, King.
All right. So I'm coming from NA region, much like you. I'm doing broadcasting there. But my question for you is going to be, so the NA region right now, like with Quincy crew being gone, it's different now. So like my question for you is, what is the difference in playing in Europe compared to the NA DPC?
It's funny. I actually thought it would be more stressful coming to Europe because every match is like hard and difficult. There aren't like pushover matches, but I've felt the inverse, that it's less stressful because like, I don't know, it's more consistent. Whereas in NA, it's like, I don't know, you can like win a sleep for 4 of the games. And so like, it's just this mounting pressure. Like you're going to play EG at the end of the season. It's the only match that matters. Whereas in Europe, like it's like an incremental stress, which is just been nicer for me, honestly. So I've just enjoyed playing like actual opponents for the majority, like every match, as opposed to like for 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think you're improving a lot more by being in the EU region compared to NA?
Yeah, for sure. There's a reason I think where this region is so competitive. This has a large player pool, but also like there's so many good players. So you're just like forced to keep grinding and keep getting better, or you're going to get overtaken by somebody Into the Breach who's been grinding and is super hungry. Like if you're not on top of your game, you're going to get trampled.
Cool. So all my questions got stolen. So now thinking in the moment here, Quinn, you play a lot of pubs. Let's just be honest. Who do you hate playing with most in pubs right now? Like who's on the list, the avoid list?
All right, so my number 1 I can't say because I think he might physically harm me in real life, so I won't say number 1.
I'll say it.
That's fine. Just like 2, 3 to 4 or 5, whatever. Like anyone?
I'll be spicy and say Bet Boom players. We have beef in pubs, so I'll just say Bet Boom players as a holistic group.
That's fair. That's fair. And then on the flip side, let's end it with some PMA. Who do you love playing pubs with? Like who, when you queue into a game, when you see that username on your side, you're like, oh, that's a cheeky +30.
You know, I don't see him too much these days because he's an NA, but Monkeys Forever is one of my favorites. He's just such a good audience. You know, I know if I get mad at some point in the game, I can say some lines here and there, and Monkeys is just going to drop a good old cackle, and it's gonna be a great time.
Okay, cool. So you hate Bet Boom and you love Monkeys Forever. All right, back to you, Nat.
Oh no, actually it's the sheep. Yeah, she begged
Number
for another
4,
one.
holy
Yeah,
poggers.
no, I wanted to just kind of piggyback off of Fear's question. So you're like insanely mechanically skilled, right? So when it comes to improvement in the Europe region, like what aspects do you think you have improved the most, or like, you know, as someone who is kind of like at the top, how do you push like that extra bit further?
I mean, I think whenever you're very good at like laning or something, like a lot of the things you're improving on are like small intricacies. So laning against someone like Nisha is really nice because there are players in other regions who are like more volatile. Like you can kill them and they're gonna like feed and like random crap will happen. You like stomp them in lane. But you play against Nisha and he's just solid as a rock, and it's hard to like gain an advantage. So you have to look at more like intricate details and stuff, which is kind of nice to be like pushed to that level where like, yeah, I played the lane pretty well, and against other players maybe I'd stomp them, but there's like an extra level you need to like push it there of like excellence to have more tempo or whatever.
All right, I do have a question, Quinn. Sorry. So mid laners normally.
Apology accepted.
Thank you. So against mid laners, sometimes you do like the 1v1 mid lobbies just to practice things and whatnot. Is that something that you do nowadays? Is there like European players that you do it against, or is it not something you really touch at all?
I do it occasionally. I did it like a week ago or something like that against Chuan. So I think I'm gonna play Stormstormer in the near future. So yeah, I think it's valuable to do here and there for like short stints. It gets kind of clowny pretty fast. People start like dying constantly and just like manning up level 1, but there's some value in it for sure.
Cool, nice, thank you.
All right, well, final question then is favorite series you've played so far in the DPC and why?
Best for last, huh? I mean, I think the Entity one was maybe the nicest, just because it was like the first match. There was, there's some tipping going back and forth. There's more stakes. That's spicy. You know, it was the first win, so you feel extra good. So I'll say Entity. Stay mad, Fishman.
Okay, all right. I totally forgot. I had like erased that from my mind. I forgot that tipping war happened. But Quinn, congratulations again on the win for you guys over at Gaming Gladiators, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye, Quinn.
Fia, did you get all of your NA questions answered?
Yeah, it seems like everyone's like trying to get out of the region and play.
But that's why you're here,
other
right?
regions. Yeah, we did the interview with Arteezy as well. He was like, we're not learning too much from our games in NA, so we go play EU games. So, I mean, what can you do? It is what it is.
I would like nothing more than to plant myself in the sunshine next to a cool stream.